What is good, everybody? Austin here, or Luna. Hope you guys are having a wonderful day so far. So today's story time video, whatever you want to call it, it's either going up really late or tomorrow at a decent time. I woke up just now. It's almost midnight. It's 11:42 p.m. My sleep schedule is the best it's ever been, clearly. But I was like, dude, I'm making a video regardless. I don't care. So today's story, man, it's a good one. It kind of reminds me of the classic Luna story times on this channel. Really just like nostalgic for me. Plus, it's a pretty old one that I thought I told a long time ago, but I didn't. And it's a banger. So this story time all starts off back when I was 13. This all starts off as a normal day at 13 years old. It was summer vacation. It was July. 4th of July had just passed. I'm pretty sure it was like July 5th or 6th. And I was in my bedroom playing some Call of Duty. This was back when all I would do was just get on COD every day and like quick scope people and try and join FaZe Clan, and I was just such a nerd, right? I was a peak nerd. Honestly, I miss it. It was very, very fun. I hold some very, dear memories of that game. I'm going to start unking out if I keep talking about it, but whatever. Anyway, yeah, 13 years old, sitting on my Xbox, enjoying the summer vacation, playing some video games with some friends of mine online, and life was good. Life was great. Couldn't complain, right? Things were going great. Now, around this time, I would hang out with this friend a lot. I had this one friend in real life. We'll call him Zane. Zane was like my best friend at the time. Literally, probably every other day of summer vacation, he was at my house sleeping over, or I was at his house sleeping over. Typically, he was more at my house just because I preferred to be the host and, have people at my place because it was more comfortable for me. But even going to his house was really, really fun. I really, really enjoyed it. Now, on this day, while I'm playing some Xbox with some online homies, out of nowhere, my phone starts ringing. And not my cell phone, my fucking house phone. That's some real unk shit right there, dude. The house phone started ringing, and I hear my mom yell, "Austin, phone!" So I had to pause my game, and I couldn't even pause it because I was online, so I had to sit there and get kicked for being AFK, and I had to run out there and grab the phone. Now, when I get out there, I grab the phone, I say hello, and sure enough, it's my boy Zane. He's like, "Yo, Austin, what's up?" I was like, "What's up, man? How you doing?" He's like, "Good. Do you want to come sleep over tonight?" Now, I was down. I had nothing planned. I had nothing going on other than just playing Xbox, and guess what? I could do that at his house. I used to bring my shit there, and we'd pretty much have a little LAN, it was pretty cool. So yeah, I was down. I was like, "Yeah, bro, I'm down. What time?" He's like, "Whenever you want." So I asked my mom, I was like, "Can I go to Zane's house?" And she was like, "Sure. When do you want to go?" And I told her, whenever. And she was, "Okay, we'll go in like an hour or two. I got some things I got to do." I'm like, "Okay, sounds good." So after this, I told Zane I'd be there within like an hour or two. He said, "Okay." We hung up the phone, and I was excited. I had plans now. I was stoked to go see Zane. It was going to be a good night, right? I was very, very excited. Now, about an hour or two later, I get ready. It's time to go. I jump in the car with my mom. She takes me over to Zane's house. We pull up. I go inside. My mom says hello to Zane's grandma, and I say hello to Zane, and we go up to Zane's room. Now, like I just said, Zane lived with his grandma. His mom and dad, his dad lived like in another state, and his mom was not in the picture. So he was being raised by his grandmother, and his grandmother was such a nice lady, like sweetest lady on earth. Like, I still think about how nice this lady was. Out of all the people I've met in the world, she's probably top 3 nicest people ever. Very nice lady, right? And I used to love going over there because she'd always buy like the most killer snacks ever. Like, her pantry was always full of shit that my mom would never buy because she thought that it would like give me diabetes. And honestly, she's probably right. Most of those Little Debbie snacks are pretty fucking bad for you. But, I didn't care. I was a kid and that shit was amazing. Anyway, yeah, Zane's grandma, just the GOAT, man. Just an absolute fucking legend. Anyway, after I got to Zane's house, we pretty much got right to doing what we'd always do. I just set up my Xbox in his room, and we pretty much just sat back to back playing our own Xboxes online with each other on the same internet. It was so funny to me. We'd pretty much link up to do the same thing we do every other day from our own houses. Just play games together, play MW2, play fucking Black Ops, literally the same shit, right? But it didn't matter. We were having fun. Now, the majority of the night of me being at Zane's house was fine. It was good. It was fun. It was a great time. Life was good. Now, about 3 hours later, Zane's grandma comes in the room, and she was like, "Hey, I'm going to bed." I can't remember what time it was, but I remember it was very fucking early. And I mean very fucking early. Like, it had to have been not even sunset yet. Zane's grandma would always go to bed super early, and she'd wake up at like 4 in the morning, literally all the time. Every time I was over there, that would happen. So no surprise to me. I was like, "All right, have a good night." And Zane's like, "Good night, grandma. Love you." And she walks out of the room and goes to her bedroom. Now, another thing I really liked about Zane's grandma is she did not care how cooked our sleep schedules were in the summer. If it was summer, she would just let us go to bed whenever we wanted. Obviously, she would say something along the lines of like, "Oh, don't stay up too late, but have a good night." And she'd walk out. But she'd never come back and yell at us for being awake. And like, we'd hear her get up to use the bathroom, and she knew we were up, and she wouldn't say anything. Like, she was always so cool about that. Anyway, after she went to bed very early, me and Zane, as we do, did not go to bed very early. We stayed up, I'm not kidding, till 5 a.m. We stayed up until she woke up. I remember at like 4:30, I literally heard her like go in the bathroom and like the hairdryer turn on and stuff. So like she was literally getting ready and me and Zane were still awake. Now, Zane was getting pretty tired at this point. He wanted to go to sleep. Plus, you know, he heard his grandma waking up and he kind of took that as an indicator for like, all right, I should probably go to bed. Like, I'm literally going to bed when my grandma gets up. That's enough. So, yeah, he went to bed. He laid down and he started going to sleep. Now, me, I wanted to keep going. I was not tired. My sleep schedule was fucking fried. I mean, I was going to bed probably at 8 in the morning around this time. So I had at least a few more hours in me of playing COD and just being a nerd. So I told Zane I'd go to bed soon, but I'm not going to bed yet. And he goes, all right, man, have fun. And he goes to sleep. He was asleep within like 5 to 10 minutes of laying down. He was locked in. He just knocked right out. Me, I did not do that. Like I said, I stayed on the Xbox. I kept playing. Now I played for about an hour or two. And at this point, I think it's like 6 a.m., maybe like 6:30. And I'm getting kind of hungry. Now Zane's grandma always told us, if you ever get hungry, just help yourself. So I thought, okay, I'm going to go downstairs and grab some food. So I turn off my Xbox. I plan on going downstairs, grabbing a snack quick. I go down the stairs, and about halfway down them, I start to smell something very familiar, and I mean very familiar. I know the smell because I grew up with 3 older brothers that would do this quite often. It smelled like weed. It smelled like weed. And I remember thinking like, okay, that can't be weed. That has to be skunk or something. Like there's going to be a skunk outside. There's no way it would smell like weed in this house. Like Zane's grandma is not, ripping a bong right now. That's obviously not what's happening, right? So I was like, clearly it's got to be a skunk or something. And I hear the TV downstairs in the living room. Now, the way Zane's house was, laid out, if you went down the stairs from the upstairs down to the main floor, you would go right in the living room. The stairs would end right in the living room, and you'd be right there looking at the couch. And I'm going down the stairs, and the smell's getting stronger. And remember when I said, yeah, Zane's grandma obviously isn't hitting a bong, Well, when I get down the stairs, she's hitting a fucking bong. Zane's grandma is on the couch, just ripping that shit. And immediately, she drops it. She sees me, and I scare her. And she freaks out and drops the bong and breaks it on the floor. And immediately, I was like, oh, I'm so sorry. Oh, my gosh. She goes, oh, my gosh, no, I'm so sorry. Oh, my God, I thought you were asleep. I thought you and Zane went to bed. Like, what are you doing awake? And I was like, I'm sorry. I came down to get a snack. I was hungry. I wasn't going to bed yet. I'm so sorry. And she's like, no, I'm sorry. And she runs in the other room and grabs a broom, and she starts cleaning up the glass. And after that, she grabs a towel, and she starts cleaning up the water on the ground, and we're just kind of like both silently standing there. And when she gets done cleaning it, she was like, Austin, I am so sorry again. And I was like, it's fine. You didn't do anything wrong. Like, I'm sorry I scared you. And she's like, no, I did do something wrong. Like, you know what I'm doing. We both know. And that's wrong. What kind of example am I setting doing that in front of you guys? And I was like, please, like, miss, like, you weren't doing it in front of me or him on purpose. Like, literally, it was just me. I grew up with 3 older brothers. I've seen it before. It's fine. It's not that bad. It's okay. And she still just keeps beating herself up about it. She's like, no, it's not okay. Like, you're still growing up. You're only 13. Zane's only 13. I shouldn't be bringing that stuff in this house. That's horrible. Like, what if Zane got his hands on it or you did and you tried smoking it? That just isn't okay. And I was like, miss, it's okay. It's good. Like, I promise it's good. And she's like, no, it's not. And she was not taking no for an answer. Like, no matter how much I said it's okay, no, it's okay. She was just like, no, it's not. Like, I'm just a horrible person. She just kept saying all this horrible shit, right? And finally, I just told her, I was like, look, there's a million other things you could be doing that I would think, is bad. That one is not one of them. You are a grown woman. You're smoking some weed. Is it illegal? Yeah. Am I going to call the police on you? No. Is Zane? No. We don't care. You're smoking weed. It's not like you're doing crack. You're fine. And she was like, well, just so you know, like, I only do this when I wake up in the morning. It helps me eat. It helps my appetite. I lost my appetite years ago, like, due to my health conditions. She had a lot of stomach problems. I don't remember which one specifically, but I know, like, Crohn's was one of them. And I know there was a couple other ones she dealt with that like really fucked her appetite up. And yeah, she goes on to explain to me that she uses it for medical reasons basically, and that she only does it in the morning. And then after that, she'll wait till it wears off before she drives or anything like that. And I'm like, that's fine. Like, good. That's great. But yeah, she kept explaining to me that, she wasn't some like pothead and that, please don't judge her. And I kept saying like, it's fine. Well, eventually she finally stopped, freaking out about it. And I told her, I was like, look, would you like me to not tell Zane? Does he know? And she was like, no, he doesn't know. And if you could keep it from him, yeah, that'd be great. And right after she said that, footsteps come down the stairs. And immediately Zane goes, keep what from me? And I was like, oh, great timing, man. Good morning. I don't know why he was awake. He literally only slept for like a couple hours at most. And he was like, what are you guys trying to keep from me? And his grandma just came out and said it. She was like, I'm so sorry, Zane. Austin just caught me smoking marijuana. I'm ashamed of myself. Like, I'll stop. And Zane goes, Grandma, it's fine. I know. And she goes, what? He goes, Grandma, I've known for years. Like, it's obvious. It smells like weed in the morning downstairs. I've seen your bong in the closet. I know. And she was like, how long have you known? He goes, I don't know, a couple years. Like, it's fine. And I'm just standing there in disbelief. I'm like, wow, this has became quite the twist and turn. Like, this is interesting. And Zane's grandma's like, why didn't you say anything? And Zane's like, because I know you'd act like this. You'd freak out and think you're some horrible person when you're not. And she goes, well, I hope you don't think I'm like, doing this all the time. And like, I don't drive when I'm on it. I just told Austin the same thing. I only use it in the morning and then I wait till it wears off. I mainly just use it for my food. Like, I can't eat without smoking in the morning. And Zane goes, I know, Grandma. It's okay. I know. And then she was like, also, I only smoke in the summer. Like, during the school year, I don't do it at all. And Zane's like, Grandma, I wouldn't care if you did. It's okay. And she goes, oh, I'm just so embarrassed. And she just kept beating herself up, man. No matter what we said, no matter what we did, she would beat herself up about it. And it was so, like, kind of wholesome because clearly she really cared about what we thought. But also, like, we didn't care. You know what I mean? Like, there were so many worse things this lady could have been doing that would have been worth our judgment. But this simply wasn't. Now, anyway, after me and Zane told her probably about 10 more times that she was completely fine and that we didn't care, she finally accepted it. She's like, thank you guys. Like, I appreciate it. I'm going to go upstairs and lay down for a little bit. I'm a little bit anxious. I want to calm down. And Zane's like, all right. And I was like, I'm sorry for scaring you. She goes, it's okay, honey. And she goes upstairs, right? Now, after that, me and Zane go into the kitchen. And I look at Zane. He looks at me. And I was like, bro, what a wild way to start the morning. He goes, have you slept yet? I was like, no, I was just coming down to get a snack. He goes, yeah, me too. I woke up and I heard you guys talking. I thought I'd come down and grab something to eat quick. And then I heard, a secret being kept. And I was like, yeah, I'm sorry, man. Like, your grandma's just such a sweet lady. She asked me not to tell you. I had to listen. He goes, dude, no, honestly, I respect you for that. Because my grandma, you know how awesome she is. I was like, yeah, dude, of course. He's like, dude, yeah, I've known for like years. Like, literally, I remember I saw her bong when I was cleaning one day. And I just left it in there and I figured, yeah, you know what? She's got stomach problems. It makes sense she would smoke weed. And yeah, it was just such a like wild thing to me because usually in these kind of scenarios, the roles are reversed. It's the teenagers getting caught by the parent figures. Obviously back then we were pretty young, so we weren't really getting in trouble a whole lot. But, usually the roles would be reversed in that kind of situation. But in this situation, it was funny having the roles reversed. But yeah, obviously, we just left it be. After that, we just kind of went about our lives and things resumed as normal. I remember a couple years later, my mom actually brought it up. She was like, you know that like Zane's grandma smokes weed? And I was like, yeah. And she's like, how long have you known? I was like, I don't know, quite a while. And she was like, that explains why she's so damn calm all the time. She's always so sweet and like so chill about everything. I was like, I know. Anyway, yeah, after this, life went on, things were good and things were fine. And I just remember looking back on the story and thinking like, what a classic moment in my teenage years. Like, I don't know, this is one of the first story times that was probably worthy of being on this channel. So I thought I told it, but I didn't. No matter how much I looked, I couldn't find it. But yeah, guys, I thought you guys would enjoy this one. Not the longest one, so please don't smite me down for not being 20 or 30 minutes, but I think 15 or 14, 30, whatever this is at, is still pretty good. And honestly, I'll probably upload this in the middle of the night. So, for all you guys who are going to bed with cook schedules like me, yeah, here you go. But yeah, that's the story of how I caught my friend's grandma smoking. I think you guys would enjoy it. If you did, please leave a like on the video. I'd really appreciate it. Feel free to leave your story times in the comments down below and subscribe if you're new. I'll see you later. Peace.